Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another race here at Delta Racing League. This is going to be a first for me, but I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Matt McAdams. Delta Racing League is actually kind enough to welcome me back. One of my home leagues when I started my sim racing career before I was announcing races, so it is good to be home. But I'm going to be bringing you the action for our mixed class race here at Zolder any second here. The drivers are just finishing up the last little bit of practice before qualifying session starts. It's already been pretty exciting. It is going to be mixed class. We'll have the BMWs as well as, so the new M2s, I should say, as well as the GT3 leagues racing together. And if anybody is familiar with Zolder, when I tell you the number of cars on this track, you're going to start having heart palpitations. 34 cars on the track this evening. And then with it being mixed class, it is going to be exciting pretty much all night tonight. Go ahead and give everybody their last minute reminder. If you forgot, it is Mother's Day. I want to say a big thank you out there to all of the mothers who might be watching. Thank you for making everybody in your family's lives easier, and just a massive appreciation for everybody out there. But we're getting ready to start qualifying here. Practice session has just concluded. And as this is my first, can I update the title? I actually cannot because I don't own the channel. Actually, yes, I believe I can actually. Give me just one moment here and I will update that title. It's gonna give me just gonna take me a moment here, but yes, I will get that. Scroll through my password manager here. Where are we? There we are. We're almost there, chat. Bear with me here. Ooh, and we just started the qualifying session. The day did just flip over, and I'm sure to many of the drivers' dismay, it is raining out there right now, folks. I'll get us over on the cameras here just in a second. But let's go ahead. We're going to unmute the desktop audio so we start to hear the track. These drivers are getting ready. Nobody too eager to leave the pits. I'm sure all of them are panicking because what in God's name are they going to do now that the track is wet? And interestingly here, some things are breaking right now. Trying out a little bit of a new stream setup here, so bear with me here, folks. Also trying to update a league that doesn't belong to me all at the same time. We're doing a lot today, folks. Why aren't you working? Aha! There we go. Almost have my broadcasting app back up. Loading in. Pretty please. There we go. All right. I think I got everything back under control now. Nope, I was just kidding. Gotta love it. First stream, everything falling apart at the wayside. Let me at least give you some cars to look at here. There we go. Right now we're gonna watch this gentleman right now gonna wheel their way out of the pits here. That's gonna be what we're watching here just for a second until I can get control of my cameras again. Delta Racing League Police. I can only imagine that that livery belongs to one of the stewards here. Actually, you know what? This may be a consequence of maybe not connecting to the server as cleanly as I would have liked to. We're going to go ahead and go back to the pre-roll here just for a moment while I get reconnected to the server. And then as soon as I get the action back on screen, we'll deal with that title.
Green light, go, go, go.
Okay, there is. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. We're getting there. There we go. Okay. All right. Crisis averted. Let's get this all squared away over here. Hop on with this gentleman here. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. Over there. Aha. All right, and I'll have names and everything for you momentarily. And there we go. we did it, chat. We made it happen. We finally, of course, everything breaks right before I go live, right? All right, let's deal with that title. Well, you aren't missing all that much, chat. It's just qualifying so far, starting to get the drivers coming around the pack. There's Steve Poe on camera right now. New fastest lap's going to come across the line. It's going to be Pete. Oh, man. That's a new league for me, and so last names are going to be a struggle. But there's your fastest lap of the session so far. Let me see what I can do about that stream title. All right, that ought to look a little better. Now we can actually tell where we're racing at. We're at Zolder again, if any of you missed that. Let's look at some of these lap deltas, see here who is doing fairly well. It does look like Andrew Sear right now, going to be the one in the spotlight, currently on the fastest lap. Let's go ahead and get their personal best deltas on the screen for you there. Keep track of a little bit of everybody. Landon Dinkle, also on a fairly strong lap here. Go ahead and take a look over at their lap. Oops. There we go. Now I got control of everything again. Now we're streaming. How's everybody doing, chat? We got 6 of you watching right now. You can call him by Pete the Swede. All right. Good to know. Leave it to the Swedish driver to be the quick one. Landon Dixel, though, on quite a strong lap here. 1.7, actually a second and a half. Loses a couple of tenths there coming around that corner. But we can see it is a wet one, which is going to be very interesting come time for there to be 2 classes of car on the track at the same time. Looking like they're going to hang on to that delta. In fact, improving it several tenths of a second coming across the line right now. We got a yellow flag waving. But that is going to be a pretty big improvement, moving them up into 6th place. Let's take a look at Steve Poe. Also on a very, very much improved lap here. 2.4 seconds improvement right now. Loses a little bit of it coming around that corner. Caught the cameraman sleeping. Just 2 corners left to go. Still finding more time to squeeze out of that lap now. 2.2 seconds. See if they can keep growing that lead just a little bit. Looks like they're more or less going to leave that corner the same way they left it last lap, but that is going to be a massive improvement. 2.2 seconds, and that is going to move Steve Poe up into 5th place. Got Nate Tanner also on a fairly good lap here, coming around the 2nd chicane. Currently with a yellow sector, but 2 green ones. 8 tenths in the delta. Coming around the hairpin now up into the final chicane here. And we got a new session fastest coming from Tony Giordano. He's going to be setting a 1:36.6 as the time to beat. Got just a little over just a shy under a second on Pete the Swede, who is about to answer that with a lap time I'm sure Tony's not going to be happy about. With 1.3 seconds in the delta, more than enough to snag fastest of the session. We'll see what he does with it. Coming into the hairpin now. That is a beautiful line through that hairpin. We'll see if he keeps doing that all day. .6 seconds now. Continuing to improve it into the brakes, coming into the final chicane. Last corner here now, 1.73. And he's going to continue to find time, growing that lead now, 1.8 seconds. Can he get to 1.9 by the time he crosses the line? He will, and set the new session fastest of a 1:35.5. 9 tenths of a second faster than Tony Giordano. Take a look at a familiar face here for me, in a car that I'm not used to seeing him driving. Andre Afonso in a Bentley today. Loses a little bit of time coming around that corner there. Coming up against some traffic here. Let's go ahead and actually pull focus. We're going to take a look at Edgardo Donoso here. 1.9 seconds, almost 2 in the Delta. We're going to see some pretty massive improvements here. Pretty much all qualifying here as the drivers are getting a little bit more used to the wet weather conditions. .6 seconds now, continuing to grow that lead. Going to be a massive improvement here. 2 seconds is probably enough to get him up into the top 10. We'll see what they're looking like by the end of the lap. Gonna cross the start-finish line any second now. And there we go. That is going to move them up into 3rd place. Didn't realize the grid was actually as tight as it was as far as their delta to 1st place. But an excellent lap nonetheless. Let's look at Juan Paredo. I don't know. Here's an open invitation to any of the Delta drivers or anybody who might know their names better. I am terrible at last names. It's just the American in me. I'm stupid. So if anybody gets their name butchered, I should say when you get your name butchered, call me out in the Delta chat, either here on the video or in the Discord channel. I would really like to get your names right. So I'm going to do my best for the stream, but we'll try and get them all right next week. Look at 222, the chat is saying. Let's go ahead and scroll over there. Number 222. There we go. It's going to be, aha! They're saying Ethan Reed here. Looks like qualifying session. Yep, we're about halfway through, so the mixed class quali is about to come into full effect. We're going to take a look at Pete the Sweet before they get going here, though, because right now, currently on pace to set the session fastest time here. Going to be our last opportunity to get a master class on how to qualify in the wet at Zolder. Making that Porsche look very quick. Continuing to improve on that. Finds another 10th coming around the hairpin. Loses it on the exit, though. Not able to get the power down, it doesn't look like. But still, 4/10 improvement on the lap. 2 corners to go. Javier Marquez also looking to make a big improvement of 1.1 seconds. 1.1 seconds in the Delta for Javier Marquez. We'll get them on camera here any second. That's going to be our session fastest lap, ladies and gentlemen. 135.117 for Pete the Swede. Let's go ahead and get Javier on camera here. Last opportunity to qualify now that the slower class is out on the track. Steve Poe almost a half second in the Delta as well. Ooh, continuing to find a couple of tenths. Coming around that final corner is going to bleed away just a little bit, but hang on to that 1.7 second lead. Going to move them from 10th up into 3rd place, something Javier, I'm sure, is going to be celebrating here in just a second. That is Steve Poe in the background. Looks like they invalidated the lap. But let's go ahead and take a look at our mixed class heroes out on the track right now. Looks like the number 47 car is leaving the pits, or no, entering the pits. There we go. Looks like the number 24 car, Jess Spangler, is going to be the first of the BMW M2s to start their qualifying hot lap. Keep him on camera here for just a little bit. And if I can get something to work here, we'll also take a look at our other driver. See if I can do this without breaking my broadcasting app again. It's looking good. It's looking good for us, folks. We're about to do some fun stuff if this works. We're going to do a little bit of experimentation here that I was not planning on doing, but enough things lined up today to where it makes sense. Is she gonna work? Oh, hell yeah, it is. All right, we're gonna do some fun stuff here in just a second. Get control of my mouse again. There we go. Jeff Spangler getting ready to wrap up their qualifying lap, but we've got quite the pack over here behind Eric Stein. In fact, just quite the pack in general. All of these drivers pushing as hard as they can, really not giving each other any room to wiggle. Each of them is on a mission. Should start getting some lap times in now. Just as soon as we get around these final two corners, it looks like the gentleman we're watching there is going to go ahead and let slower or faster traffic pass, excuse me. Let's hop back over here. Let's take a look at Rob Jacques. We're still sorting out some times here. Six-tenths in the Delta now. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to do I ran out of time with some of my pre-stream prep, so I'm trying to get it in during qualifying before the race starts. 5 minutes left in qualifying here, and we actually have quite a bit of improvement. If you look over on the tower timings there on the left-hand side of your screen, Jeff Spangler almost a half second up in the Delta. Snell Train, quarter second. Melon Pitch actually just finds a ton of time in one of those corners. We'll get him on camera here in just a second. Did this right. Oh yeah, he's actually on camera with us right now. He is the eyesore of a BMW behind the person we have focused here, Rob Jacques. And he knows I love him. I'm still gonna throw shade at those liveries though. Those are some bright colors. But looks like Rob Jacques is going to hang on to some Delta there. Post an improvement of 1.4 seconds, going to move them from 24th up into 21st position. Melon Pitch also improves, going to go put it back into the pits, make some adjustments. Let's take a look at Benjamin Celine here. 3 seconds in the Delta now. Must not have been a valid lap. I didn't see it update their time there. Nicholas Sosa looking to find some time here, coming around, it looks like turn 2. 3/10 in the Delta for them. Benjamin Celine, who we just had on camera, is now up to a half second improved. Ben Burchett as well, with 4/10 in the Delta. See, I'm gonna do a little experiment here. Studio mode. Loses a little bit of time there coming around the hairpin. Still in the green, though. We'll see. They've got 2 corners left to find some improvement here. See, maybe a late break, a little bit better line through the last couple of corners. Looks like there was definitely some time to gain there, but invalidates it. Not going to be able to hang on to it for this lap, but we'll have another run at it. Just behind him, Stubby McNubby. 4/10 of a second in the Delta, continuing to improve. Let's go ahead and take a look over here at the number 16 BMW with the nice teal chrome livery. Almost a second up. Just a minute and 30 seconds left in qualifying. Number 16 here, still finding some time to improve, going to post a 1.3 second improvement there, moving them up into 27th place. Sam Seltrain with 2/10 in the Delta. Melon Pitch also with a 1/4 second. Now up to 4/10. Okay, let's see. If I did this right, I might have something very cool for you. Snail Train not going to be able to hang on to that improvement. Let's go ahead and get Ross Sparrow on the cameras here. And let's see. We're going to cross our fingers. This is either going to work, chat, or it's not going to. But let's go ahead and hop on board with Melon Pitch. Let's see if this works. Come on, work. Oh, my goodness, it worked. Let's go. All right, we got the onboard with Melon Pitch there up in the right-hand side of your screen. Getting ready to finish his lap right now. Let's see. Looks like he invalidated, so that is not going to be a lap time for him, but we'll go ahead and open it back up. Keep the camera on more than one person at the same time. Ethan Reed right now, looking to post an improvement now. 3/10 in the Delta. I'm going to actually hop on board with him. Oh, as he invalidated, commentator Curse is going to go ahead and curse him. Wow, catch Michael Wojcik. Going with quite the explorative line over the first chicane. That must have been fun. But definitely not going to be a valid lap. Let's go ahead and go over to Ben Burchett here. We'll hop on board with him as he finishes out the lap here. Still got time in the Delta here. Ben Burchett now coming up into the first hairpin. Nice aggressive line through there, keeping things nice and tidy though. Change up this camera just a little bit, get a little bit better of a view. This is going to be their last chance to qualify. I believe they can get this lap time in, and that is going to do it for their qualifying session. You can see the sunset peeking through the clouds. The rain has stopped. Track is trying. That's going to be wide. Oh, it's still a valid lap according to the timings, though. Still a half second. Definitely going to lose some time coming around that wide. We'll see if he's able to hang on to it now. Bleeding away some time. Still an improvement. Traction control saves him from spinning the car coming around that hairpin. Now up into the final 2 corners of the lap. And he's going to go for a pit stop practice here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Stubby McNubby over here. 2/10 in the Delta, 3/10, now 4/10, almost a half second by the time they exit, maybe, but the back end steps out from him, and that is going to be the end of that qualifying lap there. But Stubby McNubby going to come across the line. Looks like Jeff Spangler also may have an opportunity to finish here. Nope, that is going to be qualifying. We'll go ahead and watch Stubby McNubby there work his way around the track.
Alright, conditions are wet. We have some
And it is going to be a wet race, folks. So everybody, let's buckle up because it is going to be an interesting race here. But we got a couple of minutes to spare. Chat, how we doing? How we feeling about the race? It is going to be an exciting one for sure, considering it is now a wet race at Zolder with more than one class of car on the field. Things have been relatively tame for qualifying. That is going to change here in the near future when we have more than one class of car on the grid. And look at that grid, folks. It is a full one. We've already got one turn one pile up. Yep. We'll see. I don't know. You never know. Sometimes the drivers like to make it through their races. Huge grid indeed. Let's see how many cars we actually have out here. Let me get freedom of my mouse again. 36 cars on the track now. Get the top-down view of that grid. It is crowded in there, folks. Still a minute and 30 seconds here till we start the race. go ahead and remind everybody, if you're liking what you're seeing, and if you want to have more streams of Delta Racing League's races, go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. The chat commentary also much appreciated. Gives me something to do aside from just look at the race cars, as if that was not as yeah, let's do a quick little track walk here. We're gonna kind of zoom up to the front here, go as fast as we can. There's a little motion sickness for everybody, and slow it down. Let's take a look at these liveries here, folks. Some of them, almost all of them, are going to be custom liveries done by the drivers themselves. And if nobody was convinced that sim racers really are dedicated to their craft, just look at some of these liveries, folks. Really no expense spared on the detailing on these cars. Really showing just how much these drivers do love what they're doing today. There's a lot of BMWs at the back of this grid. They're going to be having a rough time of it when it comes time to start this race. 27 seconds. Drivers are now going to start dropping their cars off of the jacks. The last of their configuration changes to these cars will have been made. Hopefully everybody remembers to hit drive so they actually get to start this race. We're going to go ahead and get the helicam going there from our first place starting position. And the cars are going to start rolling any second now. And the formation lap is going to begin now. Trying to get something working here. Doing a lot of experimentation tonight, folks. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But excellent shot of these drivers now coming around the track. Just look at how many cars there are on this grid, folks. This is going to be absolute mayhem when this race gets started underway. We can see some of the drivers opting to try and swerve around the track, try and get as much heat into those tires as they can. Any minute now, we'll have this race underway. For anybody who might be wondering, the blue arrow next to the names of the drivers, starting with number 17th position, Jeff Spangler, that is going to be the indicator they are in the BMW M2 class. The rest of them are going to be driving GT3s. Getting some shout-outs in the chat. Let's go to Nozo, Peredro, Martinez, and Sosa. Keep pushing. And then we got a Let's Go Tanner and Pitch in the chat as well. Getting some shout-outs. Just a couple of quarters left to go here on this formation lap at Zolder. I want to say one more time, big thank you to Delta Racing League for having me on. I'm very much looking forward to doing these broadcasts. There will certainly be some more in the future. Probably as soon as next week, we'll see. But thank you for having me on. To the chat, I'm glad to be here. Glad that you're here. Let's watch some cars race here at Zolder. Ooh, one person already opting to go into the pits there. Let's go ahead and throw that up on screen. Maybe. There we go. We got one car going into the pits already. Not sure what the idea there is. Maybe missed a setup change. But green lights are about to wave here. There they go. There's the green light. We're going to begin this race here. Pete the Sweet going to get a good start off the start-finish line. Racing down into T1, keeping things nice and clean. Looks like the back of the field is playing nice as well. Let's get the helicopter looking over the middle of the field, still keeping things nice and spaced out. like, yep, T1 action still staying nice and tidy. Let's go ahead and stay focused on our leader over here, but let's get thrown back in the middle of the pack here. As we can see, a gap already developing between the M2s and the GT3s coming up into the first chicane. This is where things are going to get exciting, folks. A little bit of, you can see these GT3s have such stiff suspensions. They really are just hopping over that curve. There go the GT4s, or not the GT4s, excuse me, the M2s now, all making their way around that as well. Now, it looks like so far things staying relatively tidy, not seeing any yellow flags at the front of the pack, but certainly a tight grid up front to be sure. We do have... Oh, I saw a yellow flag. Got somebody in the pits still. But this is going to be our front three here. That's going to be Pete the Sweet, Javier Marquez, Tony Giordano, definitely fighting it out nice and close, all three of them. And tight grids do lead to exciting races. That is one lap down here. We're going to see the new lap record. That's going to change in just a lap here. The GT3s will definitely have that one on lockdown. But here, let's put this up. There's our race gaps there over on the left-hand side of the screen. We see lots of action happening. Somebody losing positions in the pits. Looks like Nathan Tanner is going to be the one in the pits right now. We're going to go ahead and throw up the picture-in-picture just so we can keep an eye on our M2 counterparts as well. Let's get this on screen. Oh, it's broken right now. Never mind. That is going to be Sam Snelltrain over in the on the right-hand corner there. But we can see it right here. Javier Marquez and our race leader Pete the Swede really fighting for every inch there. Really, quite a bit inside there from the McLaren. We'll see if he tries to tame that out a little bit. Almost certainly will have picked up a penalty or at least a warning on that cut. Ross Sparrow, you can see over there, battling it out with who is that? It's going to be Ben Burchett there in the other BMW. Side by side into the second chicane. A little bit of contact between the two of them. Fortunately, it looks like these cars are built a little bit like tanks, similar to their GT4 counterparts. Going to keep things nice and tidy for the rest of the chicane, and now down the straight, up into the hairpin. That is another lap. I think we're now on lap 3. That is going to be our fastest lap there. 1 minute 36 seconds. 23 is going to be the time to beat. Immediately snagged away by Javier Marquez. Take a look a little farther back in the pack. Andre Alfonso in the Bentley there, trying to get around a McLaren out in front of him. That's going to be the McLaren of Juan Barreto. I did say I was going to butcher your names. I warned you. BMW's finishing another lap there. Let's look a little farther back in the BMW pack. Let's get Lucas Clerget on the cameras there. Sporting a nice custom livery as well. Bonzo taking a nice hop over that first chicane there in the GT3s there. Bentley is also lovingly known as the Boatley. Very steady car, nice forgiving suspension, really can chuck it over those curbs. And we can see him taking advantage of that there, trying to straighten out that line through the chicane, get as much ground on that McLaren as he can, and it is working. Shrinking that gap every corner he is going. Tight gaps over here. Here we go. Ryan Yee on camera there for the M2s. Nice pass there on the inside of the first chicane here at Zolder. We got a new fastest lap from Pete the Swede, finding another 2/10 in the Delta. Let's take a look up at Javier Marquez, Tony Giordano, and our race leader here, because that battle for first is still very, very close between all of these drivers. Go ahead and hide that for right now and just keep an eye on these guys here. And that is going to be Tony Giordano right now with the fastest lap. It looks like I missed it, but the 135.7. Almost 8th. Let's see, that's going to be almost a 3/10 lead on the race leader right now. Nice hop over the curb there from the McLaren driver. Tony Giordano really fighting to try and catch up, but still very much in contention here. Looking at the inside on the chicane, does close that gap just a little bit, but no room for him to squeak through with that Aston Martin. Also got a pretty close battle right now between Juan Pareto and Andre Afonso, just a little bit further back in the grid. Mellon pitches Sam Snelltrain as well. Very, very close. Let's go ahead and pull that up so we can get both of them on camera at the same time. Unless my splits are deceiving me, it does look like they were. New fastest lap once again, despite the road conditions. Everybody is out there competing as hard as they can. And watching this front pack of 3, I kind of understand why. They are still in contention for first here. So they really cannot take any prisoners. We will be keeping our eye on them like this. Let's go ahead and take a little bit further, or look farther back in the grid here. We've got a little bit kind of heating up back in the M2 league over here. But just let's keep an eye on our race leaders over here. Just so we can keep an eye on everything here. Rob Jacques here, making a good pass on the outside. That's going to be a pass on Ben Burchett. Wide line into turn 2, keeping things nice and spaced out, but Ben Burchett and Ryan Yee getting very close to one another. I almost can't believe how much quieter those M2s are compared to the GT3 counterparts. I almost thought that I had the audio muted for a second. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and turn them up. We'll be continuing this race now down the straight. New fastest lap set by Javier Marquez again, continuing to find some time. Nice hop over the chicanes there for the BMWs on screen. Right now, that is going to be the closest battle for position in that split. It does look like things are spacing out a little bit up in the battle for first. It's like Tony Giordano losing a little bit of time. Javier Marquez still putting the pressure on. And right as I look over my other monitor, we got Ben Burchett just kind of missing the second chicane there. Looks like he outbroke himself just a hair. Well, let's get Andre Afonso on screen here in the Bentley again, chasing down Juan Pareto. Getting very close between these two. Sorry, folks, I'm going to keep the race leaders on camera up there for as long as we can because really it is anybody's race between those two right now. McLaren got a little squirrely there on the exit. But that gap to the Porsche not growing by very much, still within a second of him. Now he's kind of reeling him in just a little bit. Oh, and that's because there's traffic out in front we just couldn't quite see on camera. That was almost a disaster there. Matter of fact, we're going to put that on the main camera here because they're getting very close to a pass here. Let's throw up these gentlemen over here. That is very close between the McLaren and the Porsche. They really are duking it out one corner at a time. Yellow flag is waving. It's going to be Tony Giordano into the pits. Not sure what happened there, but yeah, that is the Aston Martin of Tony Giordano on his way into the pits there. Now we've got what is certain to be me struggling to keep track of everything that's going on now, because now we've got the race leaders catching up to the slower pack, so the mixed class race really is in full effect now, and it is just going to be a battle of patience now between Javier Marquez and Pete the Swede here as they weave their way through slower traffic. Coming up into the first chicane, Porsche is going to try and look up the inside, just no room to make it happen at speed, so they really have to shave off as much as they can so they can try and get over that curb. But now that McLaren looking up the inside, really getting as much as he can, trying to get past this car. Go ahead and throw the onboard of the McLaren behind first place here. Really try and just come to grasp with just how close these drivers are to one another coming into the braking zones here, and they will certainly get closer again now as they get ready to catch up to a slower pack of traffic. Oh, and there's contact. Oh, we got a BMW spun around, and that's going to spin the race leader, Pete the Swede around, allowing Javier Marquez to get around on the inside there as he's getting the car sorted out. Go ahead and hop on the helicam and look over there. There you go, Boston. There he is on the helicam now, weaving his way up into traffic. Javier Marquez getting the better of the exchange, also making his way around through some traffic here. Man, I am really trying my hardest here to keep track of everything that is going on here, folks, because there is something happening everywhere on this track right now. And that is going to be our race leader there up in the right-hand corner there, weaving his way around traffic. Let's go ahead and hop on board with him. Try and see just what is going on here. Actually, let me get the better one. There we go. Ooh, we got a car flipped around right as we go to the picture-in-picture, or the helmet cam there. That is going to be Juan Pareto spun around, it looks like. Let's take a look if that is correct. It must have been. Got a little bit of damage to the front of the car. Got another pass coming here. The Audi's going to have the inside line coming in. That looks very quick, though. Yep, going to miss the chicane. We got another, it looks like the Aston Martin off the side there, but that's going to be a position gain and immediately lost. Overcooking it a little bit into the first corner. Got a caution flag waving. Oh, that's because he was passing a lap of traffic. Just want to make sure he didn't miss anything there. Landon Dinkel also caught up in some traffic. Got a race leader again up in the, was our race leader up in the top right-hand corner there, working his way through some traffic, actually on camera right now behind the Porsche that we're focused on, Landon Dinkel. Let's see what they do coming into the last two corners. We got one guy heading into the pits. Nicely held line there from Landon Dinkel. We're going to have Pete the Swede working his way up the grid, going to pass another BMW there. Let's go ahead and open things up here a little bit. You can see Pete the Swede really pushing to get around this Porsche out in front of him. Right now, not a lot of traffic for them to worry about, although that is going to change after the first chicane here. You see one Porsche giving blinkers to that BMW, the yellow one right there, I believe that is Ben Burchett. Yep, letting some traffic pass there. Both the Porsches get through without any drama. Let's take... a little squirrely there. I don't want to look away, but we're gonna. Go ahead and get Nate Tanner on the screen over here. Oh, I saw the Delta was real close. It's because he was passing some lap traffic. Coming up on the BMW of Melon Pitch up in front. We're almost certainly going to see a pass between those two drivers here any second. I'm sure he's going to have them on the inside. Let's see. Yep, going to have an easy pass for that Ferrari on the inside. Not really much Melon Pitch can do there in a slower car. We got a little bit of a pileup here on the main cameras here between some Porsche drivers. Does throw up a bit of a caution just because they were slowing down so much. We've got Pete the Swede looking up the inside. No room for him to make that pass happen before turn one. Go ahead and let's put that away until we need it. Stay focused on the race up front here. Right now, this is going to be the closest battle for position on the field. It's going to be Steve Poe out in front, Landon Dinkel in the middle, and Pete the Swede heading up the three-car battle. A little wide from Landon Dinkel there. Manages to get it back on the track without spinning it. Excellent demonstration of some car control there. Yep, and Nate Tanner is doing an excellent job of charging his way back up the field, as pointed out by the chat there. Currently sitting P15. Let me see, where did he start at? P14 now gets passed on Sam Seltrain, and 13, there's Jeff Spangler. So now back in contention with his own class. Got a 1 minute gap to catch, but lots of time to make that happen. 43 minutes here remaining at Zolder. Porsches filter their way through some lap traffic. Pete the Swede does make the pass happen a couple of turns ago. Now got his sights set on Steve Poe in 4th place. Andre Alfonso got a little bit of company here. Caught up to the rear bumper of Juan Martins. Good. Well, hello to you as well in the chat. I think that's, is that Johan Segura? Sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name. Not to try my hardest, but hello, welcome to the stream. We're here at Zolder today. Right now we got Andre Alfonso in the Bentley on camera. Fighting for, looks like that is gonna be 8th place behind Juan Martins. Just 0.2 of a second dividing them, but Bentley is gonna look up the inside, thinks better of trying to send it up that chicane, but an excellent, well taken. As we know, that Bentley really can just devour those curbs. He's going to use that advantage, try and get as close to that BMW as he can before the next chicane here, going to be the next passing opportunity. Doesn't look like he thinks that he can make it happen, but getting very close to that BMW on the exit. And may have the pass down the straight, got the inside line. Yep, the BMW is going to have to take the slower line. That's going to be an excellently executed pass there by Andre Alfonso. And off screen, we missed a pass. Does look like Pete the Swede is going to get Steve Poe. And work his way back up into 4th position. Now just 7 seconds until Andrew Sear is in the targets. Or in the crosshairs, excuse me. We got a little bit of action going on back in the M2 class as well. Ross Sparrow and Ryan Yee battling it out for 17th. It's going to be the BMW of Ryan Yee on the inside, too wide through turn 1. Somehow managed to do it without causing any drama, but definitely Ross going to lose some time there on the outside. Now got a Bentley in between the two of them. I believe that is going to be the Bentley of Andre Alfonso. I'm so used to seeing him drive a BMW, I'm confused. Just a little bit behind them, Ben Burchett. Ooh. Ben Burchett and Nicolas Sosa. Looks like they were trying to go too wide through turn 1. Ben Burchett gets the worst of the exchange, runs it off the track a little wide, but gets it back on without any drama. I'm not sure what we just missed there. It looks like there was a little confusion there on who was going to pass who and when around that M2 in the second chicane. Yeah, this is where things are going to start getting spicy, folks. The grid is properly spaced out now. Kind of got everybody everywhere on this track. Trying to find a battle between some M2s. Here we go. Let's throw that on screen up there in your top right corner. It's going to be Ethan Reed in the focus. That's going to be followed by Stubby McNubby and Benjamin Savine. We'll be keeping an eye on them. Let's get this camera over to something a little bit closer between Juan Pedro, or excuse me, Laredo and Mike Featherston. Man, that McLaren has seen better days. Beat to hell on the front. Doesn't look like any damage to the rear, though, but definitely not the track conditions you want to be fighting with understeer with that car specifically. We'll see if that's going to affect his ability to try and catch up to the car out in front. Coming into the first chicane here any second. We can see that battle between the BMWs getting awful close. That's a really nice looking Sprite livery there. I'm gonna throw a little love over there to Ethan Reed. Yellow flag somewhere. That's gonna be Mike Featherston. Actually, it looks like I just missed it. Yeah, a rough chicane. I was looking at the wrong monitor and missed it. We're gonna chuck the car off into the wall there and get it back out on track. Fortunately, I was looking at something else, but the stream still caught it. But it looks like that car is pretty undamaged. Got lucky there. Certainly gonna have been white knuckling that one. This battle between BMWs is getting interesting. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and throw that up over here on the main screen and put that away. Or did I just miss it? That's Ethan Reed I've got it focused on. Excuse me, folks. Still trying to get this sorted out. There we go. Ethan Reed down a position since race start. There's going to be P29 qualifying start, so got his target in his sights. Just a GT3 separating them right now. Looks like we got a bit of a battle developing between Melon Pitch and Ryan Yee as well. Let's go ahead, we're gonna throw that up on the other camera here. Keep an eye on that. It's gonna be Ryan Yee in front, Melon Pitch in tow. It does look like a little bit of a gap is forming between the car of Ethan Reed and the one he's tracking down out in front of him. That's gonna be Benjamin Sleet. Benjamin Sleet. Closing up on Stubby McNubby. Runs a little bit wide, but yeah, no, that BMW has got some front end damage for sure. Definitely not going to be helping him all that much around that corner, and I would explain how he ran wide there. Just doesn't have that front aero, what little exists on the M2 to help him out. But in these wet weather conditions, really every little bit helps. Got a McLaren passing on the outside, now coming into the second chicane, I believe. Is he going to get through clean? He does. Well-timed pass there by the McLaren driver. We got now another Porsche. Getting impatient, going to get him on the inside here, almost certainly. Oh, BMW is just right in his way. That is the number 410 BMW of... Sorry, I don't have these memorized yet. That is going to be Andrew Sear. It's actually our third place driver right now. And not to be forgotten, actually, we just saw in the back there, that is the rear bumper of Pete the Swede, that Porsche there. Bit of a gap developing on that battle between Melon Pitch and Ryan Yee, so we'll go ahead and hide that for now. Nice clean pass by the Porsche on the outside. He's going to try it on the inside here on the other BMW in T1. Does look like he's going to get it. Really just shows you how much of a speed difference there are between all of these cars. GT3 is just making the M2s looking like they're standing still. Let's take a look at Andre Alfonso over here. Said that he was closing up on somebody, and sure enough he is. That is going to be the Audi of Oren Fleischhacker. That Audi does look to have some front aero damage. We can see the hood bouncing around just a little bit. That is really not a car you want to have front aero damage on. Ooh, it looks like he's going to go for the pass on the inside. We'll see if he's able to make it happen. Filters back in single file, though. Thinks better of it. Let's go ahead and grab the onboard from Andre Alfonso over here. Trying to chase down that Audi out in front of him. The angle's a little different just because the Bentley is a right-hand drive car. Let's actually put it on that camera, see a little bit better. Now that BMW M2 cutting him off, gonna try on the outside to get the other one. Audi makes a risky maneuver there on the inside of the track to get around another BMW. You can see the Bentley working his way up into the track. Again, that is gonna be Andre Alfonso we're on board with right now, and is gonna lose the car, gets a little bit too much of that curb. Does manage to avoid putting it in the wall, but that is going to slow him down significantly now as he has to work his way back through 3 more BMWs in order to catch up to that rival Audi. A little bit of an update on Javier Marquez, still doing a very, very strong drive, or putting on a very strong drive. Last lap, only 7/10 off of his personal best this session, coming up on the halfway mark of this race. Andrew Sear, 17 seconds behind. Currently, looks like passing Nate Tanner there in the Ferrari out in front, or trying to, rather. Pete the Swede started off in first, currently in P3, working his way through some traffic. That is Melon Pitch, and who is that other BMW? Still don't know all the liveries yet. I'm trying my hardest, but working his way up through traffic. And Steve Poe, currently trying to get around Landon Dinkel. So we got another battle between Porsches here. These two is going to be for position. Steve Poe doing an excellent job right now. Started P11, currently in P6. Just not enough room for him to make that pass on the outside here. And it is getting dark, folks. We can see just how much more of the reflection of those headlights we're seeing. And with the rainy conditions, that is going to make visibility interesting here, depending on how much darker it gets. 17 laps in, 32 minutes left here at Zolder. And the mixed class has certainly been giving us plenty of excitement for me to struggle to keep up with, but right now we're doing pretty all right. Let's take a look over at Benjamin Celine here. Got some company. This battle for, I believe, actually Stubby McNubby is leading it off. This is going to be the battle for 27th. Heating up over here. We're going to keep an eye on the battle between Steve Poe and Landon Dinkel over here. Was very close. Looks like the BMW there got in between the two of them coming around the second chicane, not really giving them any room to work with there. Gonna have to try and pass another one in the second chicane now, but that should unleash him on the straight to go and catch up to the Porsche of, who is that out in front of him? Excuse me, I believe it was Stubby McNubby. And we got a new fastest lap out of Javier Marquez. Just as I put him on camera, he's got to go and one-up himself with a 1:35 dead. That is going to be the fastest lap of this race. It'll be interesting to see if anybody's able to top that after the pit cycle. Up a little farther back here, we've got that's going to be Oren Fleischhacker working his way through some BMWs there in the Audi. Nice clean overtake. Let's actually follow that BMW battle happening there. There's going to be Melon Pitch and Lucas Clerget. You're going to have to help me with that last name, brother. We got another BMW battle on camera here, still heating up. Stubby McNubby is going to narrowly hang on to that lead. Really crowded in there. Here we go. It's going to be too wide here. I'm trying to get the camera back there. You can see too wide through that corner there. Stubby McNubby on camera. There is the halfway call out. Benjamin Celine getting it past on the outside via McLaren. Hop on board with Nicholas Sosa here. Getting a good look at that livery by Melon Pitch. Ooh, Melon Pitch misses the chicane a little bit. We're going to allow the other car to get right side by side. We've got a BMW of Andre Alfonso trying to make his way through this traffic now. boxed in by the BMW. There's really nothing he can do about it. Does get around Mill and Pitch. Looks like he'll be able to get around Nicholas Sosa here any second. But Benjamin Celine doing an excellent job while I'm looking at the other camera. Weaving his way up through the pack, does get 2 passes in on both Ethan Reed and Stubby McNubby. Go ahead and put that away for now. Ethan Reed misses the second chicane. We're at the halfway mark. I don't know if tire changes or mandatory pits are a part of this league, but we see some drivers have gone in. Nicholas Sosa and Lucas Clerget going in. Ethan Reed still trying to catch up here. Although it does look like they've... Let's see who's that in front of them. Oop, too far forward. They're in the pits. I'm doing oh man. We're all over the place now because people are diving into the pits. Actually, that whole pack got a little bit of a disagreement between those BMWs on who was going in first coming into the pits. That was Real World Motorsport, man. They'd be getting a spanking for that one. We're going to hop over with Ryan E here. Currently, fantastic drive on the day. Up 16 positions now in P18. I'm looking around for battles, but with so many cars in the pits right now, not too much happening around the track. It is continuing to get darker here. Ferrari of Nate Tanner there. Makes a good clean pass on the inside. Take a sip of my coffee while we've got everybody in the pits. All right. Oh, caught the cameraman sleeping there. Oh, a little bit of action there. That's going to be the McLaren of Edward Donoso there. Outbrakes himself and collects the BMW in the aftermath there. Melon Pitch going to get passed by a McLaren there on the inside. In T2, nothing he can do about it. Nothing he should do about it. Looking around, folks. Let's see here. Let's hop over with Oren. Oren in the Audi. Number 300 Audi. Getting ready to pass another BMW here. With BMW has been beat up a little bit. Steve Poe leaving the pit lane right now. See, he's going to go for the pass on the outside. BMW is going to give it to him. I believe that's Edward Donoso right in front of us here. Yep, so that is going to be a battle for position between Oren Fleischhacker and Edgardo Donoso. Excuse me. I told you I was going to butcher your names, folks. I'm trying my hardest out here. Ben Burchett making some passes on folks in the pit lane. Gonna move himself up into the top 10 in class. Is that Eric Stein out in front of him? It is. So that is going to be a battle for position. P23 and 24 overall. It does look like a passing Bentley of Andre Afonso there. Going to be working his way through that crowd any second. Ooh, and we've got a yellow flag waving. We've got a car turned around. It's going to be the car number 222 of Ethan Reed is spun around. Try and get that on camera. If I can find him. There we are. Just now getting it back on track. Sitting on the inside of turn 2. Nothing he can do, really, to try and get back on track safely. Because if there are cars there, he has essentially got to sit there until they're all through, but gets it back out on track and to continue his race. Andre Alfonso does look like he got through the traffic unscathed. And Ben Burchett got some company here. Looks like he has caught up to Eric Steen up in front. And is going to try a pass on the outside. Does he have the pace to do it? It's got the outside line. Going to get very close between those two, nearly contact. But Ben Burchett is going to make that pass happen. And gains a position. There's a well-earned pass there, Ben. Let's go ahead and take a look up here at Edgardo in the Audi there. Cameraman wants to keep him focused. That'd be great. There we go. Currently chasing down Steve Poe. That is who's out in front. That's going to be for P7 they're battling for. The number 213 car of Rob Jacques there getting past. I believe right now the closest battle for position. I'm keeping an eye on the splits here. Most people are just passing traffic at this point, but these two are battling for position. A little bit of a dodge there to get around that BMW on the inside, but it's going to be a clean pass for Edgardo Donoso. Now Steve Poe trying to get around that other BMW now that he can try and catch up to the McLaren that just got around him. Queue up this battle happening over here right now. Currently fighting for first in class between Melon Pitch and Ryan Yee, it looks like. Let's grab the onboard of Melon. He's getting very close here. Might as well, actually. This is the closest thing for position. Let's get these two on camera over here. Or am I mistaken? Is that not Ryan Yee? No, that is a livery that looks very similar to him. What is that in front of him? Can't tell. Well, anyway, we'll watch this battle over here. 282, 232. Oh yeah, P28s. That's a blue flag car there. He's trying to get around. Might be getting held up a little bit. I don't know. He's going to go for the pass here on the outside coming up over the hill. Does not have the power to make it happen. Might try something here in the chicane under the brakes. And that blue flag is waving now for Melon Pitch. Really, we got to wonder what that BMW out in front is thinking. If he's getting out of the way of faster traffic here, he's slowing them both down. There's going to be a Ferrari making a pass, McLaren making a pass on the inside there. New fastest lap from Tony Giordano. Manages to shave just a hair over 2/10 off of, what was it that set the previous one? That would have been race leader right now, Javier Marquez. That's quite the pack of cars right behind Melon Pitch. We can see he's going to go for the out. Nope, he's actually going to go for the pits. That is where he is heading. So go ahead and put that away. Let's look somewhere else on track. But Andre Alfonso here. Actually, it looks like the battle between Jeff Spangler and Snell Train heating up a little bit. And based on the liveries, we got teammates here. That's going to be P17 Jeff Spangler and Sam Snell Train right behind him. And they're going to be second and third in class, respectively. Let's get a look at what, let's see what Sam Snell Train's looking at here. Bit of teammate blocking there. Is he going to go late on the brakes, try and make the dive on the inside? There's no room to make that happen. Glad he saw it too. Nice cut of the chicane there for both of them. Charge up the hill into the next one. Man, it is getting dark out, folks. You can see just how cramped this track is when they're going too wide around some of these corners. He's going to get around that BMW on the inside there. See another BMW runs wide off there. They're going to be getting blue flag there because that looks like the Ferrari maybe. Nope, that is not a Ferrari. That is McLaren making their way through the field there. See there, squeezes just barely past Sam Snell Train's car. We'll bring that back if they get close again. Actually, we got another battle for position, so we'll go ahead and throw this up. It's going to be between Benjamin Celine and Nate O'Burke. I'm trying my hardest. Celine overcooks it a little bit in turn one. That is going to open the gap back up between those two, so we'll put that away and go ahead and keep watching this between Sam Snell Train and Jeff Spangler. Teammates, I'll remind you, getting very close to one another. Just because we can, we're going to have some fun with these two. How about a little rear wing cam so we can see just how close these two are getting, get a good idea of what Jeff Spangler is seeing of his teammate right behind him. See a BMW making a pass on the inside there, leaving plenty of room for the littler BMWs, but it looks like Jeff Spangler not quite able to make the turn happen. That is going to lead to a pass there for his teammate. So now it's still Sam Snell Train 2, Jeff Spangler 3. We'll see how he answers that. Let's take a look at another battle here right now. Nathan Tanner trying to catch up to Oren Fleischhacker. This would be the Audi out in front. .5-second gap between the two of them. A little caution flag waving between Nicholas Sosa and Lucas Clerget. Not sure what happened down there. I don't see any accidents reported, so I think they're all good. Nathan Tanner slowly but surely whittling away that gap between him and the Audi in front of Oren Fleischhacker. You see, finds a half second coming up over the hill, but now going to run into some traffic. Best case scenario for the Ferrari, worst case scenario for the Audi. Let's take a look at what Nathan Tanner is seeing over here. Actually, never mind. Not too much going on from the driver's perspective. All onto their brakes coming into the hairpin. Will be getting around this BMW now. Manages to get through there just fine. The gap is opened back up to 1.5 seconds. Audi got very lucky with that traffic there. We'll see if now that Nate Tanner's gotten through it, he's able to close that gap. We'll see yellow flag from Mike Featherson. Get over there. See what happened right now. Ooh, not in a good way. Currently stuck on the wall. I think waiting for an opportunity to get out. Yeah, facing the wrong way on the track. Really nothing that he can do there except for wait. That's a rough spot to be in because it is blind. Gets the car whipped back around, gonna keep making his way around the track. Yeah, the McLaren is definitely damaged though, watching the way it is bouncing off the track there. We'll see what he's able to do with it. Nathan Tanner is whittling away at the gap between him and Oren Fleischhacker. Now down to less than a second, coming up into the second chicane. And it is going to get very close between these two drivers, actually. Might be time to do a little onboard action here with Nathan Tanner. Brought under the brakes into the hairpin there. Good apex out of both drivers. They're going to keep that gap of 0.7 seconds. Coming up into some traffic here. We'll see who gets lucky here. Nathan Tanner has been having a rough time trying to get around these BMWs. It looks like he's going to get unlucky again with a BMW in between him and that Audi. Audi's going to find 0.3 of a second in that corner just because of the slower class car. He's going to have to fight to get that gap back. Like both of them coming up on another BMW. That's going to be the BMW of Mellon Pitch there. Looks like neither one of them really held up whatsoever. Going to keep making their way around the track. Let's see what's going on around the track here. Actually got a little bit of a battle for position between these two cars up here in the top right corner. That is going to be between Not Your Jimmy and Rob Jacques. It's going to be for P24 and 25 overall. Be keeping an eye on that, but Nathan Tanner getting very close to that Audi again. He's going to be looking to make the pass here any second, so we are going to hop back on board with him. Just keep an eye on what he's seeing here. Coming up again to some BMWs. Every time he closes that gap, they come back up into traffic. We'll see if they get lucky this time. Yep, give the BMW the flasher. He's going to make the pass there. Neither one of those cars going to lose any time now coming up into the last two corners here. Just get a different camera angle there. Both of them coming over that hill. Not quite within striking distance, but is looking to close that gap now down to just 0.3 between the two of them. Audi is definitely going to be feeling the pressure there, but rough T1 and T2 for Nate Tanner is going to give that Audi a breath of relief there. Audi is going ahead and warning the McLaren out in front of him. Not sure if that is warranted or maybe they're blue flag and just trying to let them know there's battle going on. But Nate Tanner going to take advantage of the slowdown there. Going to get very, very close to the rear bumper of that Audi. And maybe looking to make a move here. Not quite enough room to make it happen though. Has to hit the brakes to avoid not going off the track. And is going to have to try and pass that Audi in the hairpin if he can make it happen. BMW on the field there, slowing the two of them down. And with less than 10 minutes to go now, every second counts. This is a battle for position, folks. Currently fighting it out for P8. We are going to leave this on camera because it is the closest battle for position right now. I'm not sure if it's just that their pace is so similar or this Audi is getting real lucky with traffic. But the Ferrari behind just not able to make the pass happen. Going to take a compromised line there to get through T1, not quite being able to use all the track. It's going to give some time back to the Audi in front. And we've got a yellow flag in the number 57 car of Tony Giordano. Is going to be off the track up there. And that is going to be a retirement from Tony Giordano. Let's go ahead and get our cameras back on Nathan Tanner here. Let's see here. Try and find somebody else that's close. Not a lot happening in the GT2 or the M2s right now. Actually, I'm Not Jimmy and Rob Jacques seem to be trading places. Let me see if I can find them on camera here. There we go. Let's go ahead and pop them up over here. That's going to be I'm Not Jimmy out in front there and Rob Jacques just behind him. Currently battling, let's see, that is 23 and 24 overall. So we're turning into a little bit of a drag race into the first chicane for those two. Not quite enough room for Jacques to make the pass happen. Gonna have to wait until after the chicane if he's gonna try anything. Nathan Tanner closing the gap to the Audi that he's been chasing for about 10 laps now. Only 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this race. Running out of time to make that pass happen. Let's take a look away here just for a second. Got another very, very close battle between, looks like, who is that? It's going to be Juan Martins and Juan Paredo. We watch Paredo's defending the line right now. Juan Martin's in the BMW behind trying to make the pass happen. Still got that battle between the M2s between I'm Not Jimmy and Rob Jacques still fighting it out. And I'm keeping an eye on Nathan Tanner because he is getting very, very close to that Audi again. And I think that's going to be the battle that we leave up. Because they are coming up on traffic again. There is just no room for him to get through. They're going to make some light contact between him and the BMW. But does get around him. Now they're going to come up into two more here now. Let's go ahead and grab his on. This has just got to be infuriating now. Gets around that one just fine. And have a very compromised line into the last two corners here. See if he's able to get the power down in time to try and get to that Audi by turn one. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Getting passed by some faster traffic. Maybe Rose Sparrow there now on camera. It wasn't we were watching. That's right. It was I'm Not Jimmy and Rob Jacques still duking it out. Keep them on screen here. Two BMWs still duking it out. Neither one of them seems to have the clear advantage. Both of them very similar paces looking at the timing board over here for myself. Ooh, but there might be a pass on the inside there. I do believe that is going to be a position gained. Nope, never mind. No, it was not. Must have been another, maybe some lap traffic getting through. Not 100% sure there. We can see just how crowded the track is getting around those two. Lots of GT3s trying to get past him. Really nothing he can do to get out of their way where he's at. And the battle between Audi and Ferrari still raging on. Yellow flag for Andre Alfonso. I'm not sure what happened there, but does get passed by Pete the Swede in the fallout. Looking around for any other battles for position. We got Nicholas on, off the track there. Benjamin Celine going to make a pass happen, gain himself a position. Go ahead and put that away for now. There we go. Things heating up between Landon Dinkel and Edgardo Dondozo. McLaren looking for some room to pass on the inside. No room to make it happen. Getting very close to the rear bumper of that Porsche. Gonna try on the inside. There's gonna be a little bit of contact between the two of them. They are gonna connect on the wheel wells there, but they're gonna stay wheel to wheel until the exit of that corner. McLaren is going to get the advantage on the exit. And that is going to be a pass for Edgardo. Landon Dinkel, I'm sure, cannot be happy about that as we see them go wheel to wheel into the hairpin. Porsche's gonna try and make the pass on the outside. Runs out of room though, can't get the power down in time. McLaren is going to hang on to the position. And now it's going to go up into the final two corners of the track. And not to be forgotten, it is getting very close between the two we were watching just a little bit ago. It's going to be Nathan Tanner and Oren Fleischhacker. We'll go ahead and throw them up over there in the corner for you. It does look like Edgardo is going to pull the gap to the Porsche fighting behind. Things getting very close between the Audi and the Ferrari there. And he's going to make the pass on the inside. Looks like a mistake from the Audi is going to finally yield the position to Nathan Tanner. And that is going to move him up into P7. And now he is going to be trying to chase down, or the Audi is going to be chasing him down, but with just 2.5 minutes left in the race, that may have happened at just the right time for Nathan Tanner to be able to hang on to this position until the end of the race. Well executed, and I'm sure very waited for pass there for Nathan Tanner. It does look like he is starting to pull a gap here. May have been held up by that Audi for a few laps because we've seen what was a very close race now has turned into almost a 2-second lead for Nathan Tanner. We'll see where it comes out to at the exit of the hairpin. He's going to come up into some traffic. But we'll see what he's able to do with that now that he's got some clean air. We've got a yellow or a caution flag waving. May have been a little bit of contact between Glenn Pino and a passing car. Not sure what happened there, but doesn't look like there's any drama to be found on camera. Lucas Clerget getting passed by a faster Ferrari. That's going to be Nathan Tanner getting around some lap traffic, and we just saw it called out there. Javier Marquez has started his final lap of the race. Moving up 2 positions after qualifying into third, going to finish in first place most likely. We'll be keeping an eye on that. It looks like Landon Dinkel may have gotten himself into some trouble and actually is going to retire from the race because I don't think I can get him on camera. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, that is going to be a retirement from Landon Dinkel. Whatever happened, we missed it, but that is going to be actually another position gain for the whole field, moving Nathan Tanner, who we were just talking about, up into 6th place. It'll be 4 positions gained on the day. Yellow flag from Mike Featherston, making his way back out on the track now. We're going to keep an eye on our race leader over here as they finish up the final lap of this race. Stubby McNubby coming up into some traffic here, going to be looking to pass, I believe that is the BMW of Benjamin Celine here. Javier Marquez now with just 2 more corners until we finish off this race here at Zolder. Go ahead and throw the onboard. Oops, that's the wrong onboard. But we are going to see Javier Marquez finish the race from a third place start to a first place finish. Very well done by Javier Marquez. That is going to leave Pete the Swede in second after doing an almost last to first challenge. There's Pete the Swede going across the start-finish line. Checkered flag waving for him now. There we go. Andrew Sear not far behind, just a couple more corners to go. And the one we've got on screen right now going to be Benjamin Celine, going to be finishing in P24 overall. Nathan Tanner getting ready to finish up his lap after a very hard-fought race. Going to be chasing down, it looks like Steve Poe just in front of him. May have time to find one final pass here before the race ends, coming into the hairpin now. This is what our eyes are going to be set on here. Man, it is dark on that side of the track. That is obnoxious. But here we go now into the final two corners. A second is dividing these two drivers. Does not look like the pass is going to happen. He will finish his race in 6th place, with Steve Poe in 5th. Well fought by both drivers. Oren Fleischhacker going to come across the line in P7, followed by Andre Ofonso here in just a little bit in P8. And a Bentley I'm not used to seeing him in. Well done there. Juan Paredo already finishing up in 9th place, as does Juan Martins to finish out our P10. Sam Snelltrain still on the track, crosses the line to finish first in class for the GT2s. M2s, I don't know, whatever they are. Ryan Yee going to secure second in class. Jeff Spangler in 3rd. And there are already disconnects happening because the race is over. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of this. Let's get tabbed back into my window so we can take a look at the standings overall. There are going to be our standings. Javier Marquez finishing in 1st. Pete the Swede finishing in 2nd. Andrew Sear in 3rd. Edgardo Donoso in 4th, and those are actually going to be skewed because people have disconnected. So let's do this. Let's do this. This is actually going to make sense. There's our race standings. Thank you, Assetto Corsa. It's going to change again here. But there we go. Here are our top 10 finishers here. It'll be Javier Marquez, Pete the Swede, Andrew Sear, Edgardo Donoso, Stephen Poe, Nate Tanner, Oren Fleischhacker, Andre Afonso, Juan Paredo, and Juan Martins to finish out our top 10 in the GT3 class. In our TCX class, Sam Snelltrain going to finish in 1st, Ryan Yee in 2nd, Jeff Spangler in 3rd, R. Sparrow in 4th, Lucas Clerget in 5th, Ben Burchett in 6th, and Sosa in 7th, Melon Pitch in P8, I'm Not Jimmy in P9, and Rob Jacques to finish out the top 10 in the GT2 or TCX M2s. But that is going to do it for us today. I don't have a good stream ending, so it's going to say stream starting soon, but it's not starting. It's over because you guys have been here, and it has been fun. I hope everybody enjoyed the race. It certainly was fun to watch from the spectator stand. A bit of action happening everywhere on the track from beginning to end. But that is going to do it for us here at Delta Racing League. My name is, again, because I'm going to introduce myself, because hopefully I'll be doing this again with all of you. My name is Matt. If you enjoyed what you were watching, you want to see some more, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you will see when we are streaming. If you really like it, make sure you hit the bell icon too so you get notified whenever we start a stream. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the commentary coming from the booth today. I certainly had fun. Big thank you to Delta Racing League again for having me on. And to all of you out in chat, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night, and happy Mother's Day to everybody out there who is watching.